Hello everyone. So today we are going to start from the topic Gupta Empire. So the Gupta age it extended for the time period between 320 to 550 AD or CE. So from 320 to 550 AD was the time period of the Gupta Empire. Now from this map we can see that this purple line, that is the outer boundary of Gupta Empire, while this purple colored region is the core region of Gupta Empire. So this was the core region of Gupta Empire, while the total expanse of Gupta Empire was this purple line. So covering most of the parts of North India, Eastern India, and some parts of South India and Western India. Now, this blue part is the Vakta kingdom which was present during that time. So we have studied in the earlier lectures that जब सतवाहनास का डिक्लाइन हुआ तो उसमें से काफ़ी सारे किंगडम्स इमर्ज हुए और उसमें से मोस्ट पावरफुल वाज द वाक्टक किंगडम. सो सतवाहनास के बाद वाक्टक्स इमर्ज्ड एज अ पावरफुल किंगडम इन दिस एरिया. और ये जो पार्ट है येलो कलर में, दैट वाज द वेस्टर्न क्षत्रप्स. एंड वेस्टर्न क्षत्रप्स दे वर अ ब्रांच ऑफ शाकास. सो शाकास जो थे वो बाकी रीजन्स में तो डिक्लाइन हो गए, बट वेस्टर्न क्षत्रप्स जो थे इस गुजरात वाले पार्ट में दे रिमेन्ड एक्टिव until the age of Chandragupta II. So this was the map of Gupta age. Now coming on to the sources of the Gupta Empire. So we have so many sources. इसीलिए इतने सोर्सेज होने की वजह से हमारे पास गुप्ता एम्पायर की काफ़ी सारी नॉलेज है. एंड उस नॉलेज के बदौलत हम लोग ये बोल सकते हैं कि जो एंशियंट इंडिया का गोल्डन टाइम पीरियड था, गोल्डन एज थी, दैट वाज द गुप्ता पीरियड. Okay, so the first source was Puranas. Next was the compositions of Kalidas. Kalidas, he was the court poet of the court of Chandragupta II. So among his many compositions, some famous were Meghadutam, Kumar Sambhavam, Abhigyan Shakuntalam, and others were also there, but these are considered to be the main sources of the compositions of Kalidas, which gave us information about the Gupta time period. The next one is Devi Chandraguptam by Vishakha Dutt. Then is Panchatantra by Vishnu Sharma. Kama Sutra by Vatsayan. Then we have some numismatics, that is the coins and the archaeological evidences, which gives us very much precise information about the Gupta time period. Then we have epigraphical sources as well. These are the rock inscription, for example, the Junagadh rock inscription of Skandagupt. Then we have Mehrauli iron pillar of Chandragupta I, and we have Prayag Prashasti by Harisen, who was the court poet of Samudragupta. So next we have the travel accounts of foreign travelers, for example, Fahian. He was a Chinese traveler who came to India during the Gupta time period, and he gave us a lot of information about that time period in his composition. Next one is Nitisar by Kamandak, Mrich Kattika by Shudrak. So these are the sources of Gupta Empire. So we have plethora of resources, and because of that we have very accurate and precise knowledge about that time period. So coming on to the rulers of Gupta Empire. Now, Guptas are believed to be the feudatories of Kushanas. During the Kushana time period, we have read that Kushanas were the perfect forerunners for the Gupta Empire. So, they are considered to be the feudatories of Kushanas. Now, they may have been Vaishyas because of their surname Gupta, so they may have been Vaishyas. Now, the Gupta period is referred to as the golden age of ancient India because of their great contributions to literature, art, architecture, science, etc. So, because of their tremendous contribution, that time period during the Guptas is known as the golden age of ancient India. They issued the largest number of gold coins in ancient India. So, this is an important point. While Indo-Greeks were the first one who started the concept of gold coins in India, Guptas were the ones who introduced these gold coin on the largest scale. So largest number of gold coins in ancient India were recorded during the time of Guptas. The Gupta Empire, it was founded by Shri Gupta and his son was Ghatotkach. And both of them, Shri Gupta and his son Ghatotkach, they adopted the title of Maharaja. Now, the greatest rulers among the Gupta Empire were Chandragupta I, Samudragupta, Chandragupta II, Kumargupta, and Skandagupta. So let us now discuss about these one by one. So the first one is Chandragupta I. His time period was from 320 to 335 AD. He was the son of Ghatotkach. He took the title of Maharaja Dhiraj. So this title is important, Maharaja Dhiraj. He issued coins with the pictures of both king and queen. So the coins, जो coins चंद्रगुप्त वन ने इंट्रोड्यूस किए थे उन पे किंग और क्वीन दोनों की पिक्चर्स थी. He also was engaged in matrimonial alliances. For example, he married a Lichvi princess Kumar Devi. So from the point of expansion of their territory, they followed matrimonial alliances as well as the policy of conquest. So this was the territory of Guptas during the end of 4th century. So in that we can see they were covering the most of North India, Western India, not completely Western India because Western Kshatraps were still there, the Ganga Yamuna Doab, parts of Eastern India as well. Now the second one was Chandragupta. His time period was 335 to 375 AD. Now Chandragupta, he expanded his territory from the north toward the south. So his campaigns were towards the south. He was a restless conqueror and followed the policy of conquest. That is, he followed the policy of conquest through warfare. He used to expand his territory. And this is mentioned in Prayag Prashasti. That is the composition of Harisen. Therefore, he is often referred to as Napoleon of India. So, Samudragupta is also known as Napoleon of India. He conquered northern India, Ganga Yamuna Doab, central India, Deccan, and parts of South India. He called himself the restorer of Ashwamedh. So Ashwamedh was a Brahminical ritual. So he called himself to be the restorer of that Ashwamedh. We have studied about this Ashwamedh in Vedic age. So now during the Gupta period, he called himself as the restorer of Ashwamedh. So after conquering the territories, he used to perform this Ashwamedh sacrifice. So therefore, he called himself as the restorer of Ashwamedh. So that was mentioned in his coins. He was an ardent follower of Vaishnavism but was also patronizing Buddhism, also known as Kaviraj because of his musical skills. So he was also known as Kaviraj and he was praised for his musical skills. For example, there are coins which depict him, Samudragupta, holding a veena. So he had some good musical skills, but he is most famous for his policy of conquest, also known as the Napoleon of India, because he expanded his territory. So from this map, we can see that earlier this was the Guptas. Now he also acquired parts of northern India, central India. Even we can see these parts were also conquered by Samudragupta. So the Magad was this red part. This was the Magad, the territory of Magad, while this whole was the Gupta Empire during this time. And from this we can see that this green part was still not under the Guptas. It was under the Western Kshatraps. Now came the Chandragupta II, who also conquered this point. So Chandragupta II, his time period was 376 to 413 AD. He was also known as Vikramaditya, Shakari, because he defeated Shakas, so Shakari, Simhavarman, and Digvijay, which is mentioned in his Udaygiri inscription. So he took so many names like Vikramaditya, Shakari, Simhavikram, Digvijay. During his rule, the Gupta Empire reached its zenith. So the maximum peak of the Gupta Empire was reached during the time of Chandragupta II. He defeated Shakas, that were the western Kshatraps from Gujarat. He also conquered that part. He also married a Naga princess, Kubernag. They had a daughter, Prabhavati Devi, who was married to Vaktak king Rudra Sen too. So we have studied from this map that during the Gupta time period, the other important kingdom was Vaktaks after the disintegration of Satavahanas. So Vaktaks were there. Chandragupta also conquered this territory, that is the Western Kshatrap. So now this whole was the Gupta Empire during the time period of Chandragupta II, and there were Vaktaks. And for the influence of his empire, for expansion of his territory, he maintained both military and matrimonial alliances. So militarily, he conquered the regions, for example, the area of Gujarat by Western Kshatraps. And for the matrimonial alliances, he married a Princess Kuber Naga, who and their daughter Prabhavati Devi was married to a Vaktak king Rudrasen too, so that their relations are good with the Vaktak kingdom as well. A Chinese traveler Fahian visited India during his rule. So this is the map. The dark blue part shows the conquest of Chandragupta, who was the first great ruler. The light blue part is of the area conquered by Samudragupta. And Chandragupta too also added this area under the Western Kshatraps. So now this whole of this territory was under the Guptas. Although they had a vast majority of territory of India under their control, but it was still lesser than the Maurya period. However, the Gupta Empire, because of their contribution to other fields, the time period of Guptas is known as the Golden Age of Ancient India. Now coming on to the Navratnas or 9 scholars of Chandragupta II's court at Ujjain. So Chandragupta II की जो कोर्ट थी उज्जैन में उसमें नवरत्न थे, दैट मीन्स 9 स्कॉलर्स थे. तो वो कौन कौन से? फर्स्ट वन वाज कालिदास. कालिदास की अभी हमने काफ़ी सारी जो कॉम्पोजिशंस है वो देखी, फॉर एग्जांपल रघुवंशम, मेघदूतम, अभिज्ञान शकुंतलम. सो ही वाज द कोर्ट पॉइंट ऑफ Chandragupta II's court at Ujjain. The second one is Amar Simha. So his work was Amar Kosh, which was a vocabulary of Sanskrit words, and it was divided into 3 parts called Trikant. So Amar Simha's composition was Amar Kosh, which was a vocabulary of Sanskrit words. Then we come on to the third one, that is Dhanvantri. So he is considered to be one of the greatest name in Ayurveda because he provided us with some very good Ayurvedic texts. Then coming on to Ghatkarpara, who was an expert in sculpture and architecture. Then is Vararuchi, and Vararuchi was the author of Prakrit Prakashak. That was a work on Prakrit grammar. Then is Vital Bhatt. Vital Bhatt was a magician and he is known for his composition, that is Mantra Shastra. Then Varahamir. Varahamir was an astronomer and an astrologer as well, who composed Panch Siddhantika. Another work was Brihad Samhita. So Varahamir, who was an astronomer and astrologer, he composed Panch Siddhantika and Brihad Samhita, which is considered as one of the great Sanskrit works dealing with many subjects. Next, coming on to the Shanku. So Shanku was an architect who wrote Shilp Shastra. And the ninth one, the last one, is Kaha Pannaka. Now Kaha Pannaka was an astrologer who wrote Jyotish Shastra. So these were the Navratnas, that is the 9 scholars of the court of Chandragupta II. These were Kalidas, Amarsim, Dhanvantri, Ghatparkara, Vararuchi, Vital Bhatt, Varahamir, Shanku, and Kahapannaka. Okay. Now the next ruler was Kumar Gupta. His time period was from 415 to 455 AD. He was the son of Chandragupta II. He took the title of Shankaraditya and Mahendraditya. And this is an important point. He led the foundation of Nalanda University. So he was the one who led the foundation of Nalanda University, which was more of a modern university. While Takshila was considered as a primitive form of universities, Nalanda University was more of the modern university. It was having a more of modern university kind of structure. So Kumar Gupta is considered to be the founder of Nalanda University. Next, coming on to the last great ruler, that was Skandagupta. His time period was from 455 to 467 AD. He took the title of Vikramaditya and repaired the Sudarshan Lake in Gujarat. So we have learned during the time of Western Kshatraps that earlier this Sudarshan Lake, it was repaired by Rudradaman, one of Western Kshatraps or Shakas. So the second time it was repaired by Vikramaditya or Skandagupta during the Gupta time period. And during his time period, there was an attack by Hunas of Central Asia, whom he thwarted bravely. But the might of the Gupta Empire was on a decline because it was at its climax during the time of Chandragupta II, and after that it slowly began to decline. And Skandagupta was the last great ruler, after whom the might of Gupta Empire it declined gradually. So this was all about the sources and the rulers of Gupta period, and the rest part we will do in the next class. Thank you.